Hello, Tim.
Hello, hi.
So I think it's pretty obvious why you picked this movie, so I'm going to skip this question.
Okay, good. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But why did you switch the powers between Emma and Olive? I mean, why?
Well, I mean, there was something that it was very long conversations between Jane and me and Ranson, and the good news is that we just felt that there was. Look, oftentimes in a novel, things get sort of condensed or switched around a little bit, and there's all sorts of sort of weird little particular reasons why that happened. We just felt that in this particular case, the floating thing was a bit more, to me, it was more poetic in the sense of like what I got from the book. Because when you do a book, it's different. It's a strange. What you like about the book is a different thing. Because like for instance, the photographs. That's the thing that first drew me to it. But photographs are just still things, and this is a movie. So it changes the sort of dynamic of what you have to do. So what we always just tried to feel was, okay, what do I like about the book? And then how can you give some of that feeling in the film? So, but again, in this particular case, we were lucky that Ranson was very supportive of it. Because the writer, he's still alive. What have you done to my book? So he was very collaborative about it.
Has the subject to make this movie into 2 or maybe 3 parts have ever been brought up?
Not to me. I don't listen to that stuff just because I have enough trouble making one movie. You know what I mean? So for me, again, it's a bit presumptuous to think about doing more movies when the first one hasn't even come out. So I don't really think about that sort of thing.
How was the process? Did you start with the first book and then
Yeah.
you just went elsewhere?
Yeah. I mean, the first book, and then it just sort of. I mean, there's things that we added, there's visuals that we added, things and this and that. But I mean, like I said, the goal was just to follow the spirit of the book.
How would you describe your cinema to someone who has never, ever seen one of your movies?
I don't know. I mean, I have trouble describing it to my friends or myself. I just like to mix reality and fantasy. I mean, everybody thinks it's all fantasy, but it's like, for me, it's all based on the real feelings, and it's all based on real feelings that you have inside, and sometimes those feelings are quite fantastical, and sometimes, things that are real seem fantastical, sometimes things that are unreal seem real. So it's that blur between fantasy and reality that interests me.
And to this same person, which movie would you suggest that he watched first?
Oh, God. Well, I don't know. I mean, you could go back. I'd probably like Edward Scissorhands, probably. Yeah,
what was the biggest challenge on this movie?
Children.
Why?
They're great. They're all great. But, because, they can't, I mean, it was an interesting mixture because some of the children had acted before and some hadn't. So it was a mixture of all different types in there. And you have that. Then you have the technical. Then you have the social, where you're only allowed to work with them for a few hours a day. So there's a lot of logistical issues that go along, but just like any normal film is that way. At least there weren't a lot of animals in it too.
True. Have you found your new muse in Eva Green?
Well, let's put it, no, I mean, I love working with her. She's yeah, so I mean, I would love to work with her again if she can stand it.
Oh, I think she will sign on
I
the
don't
spot.
know. I don't know.
No?
See how it keeps going. We'll see.
Your movies are either in black and white or really colorful. So why? How do you choose? I mean.
Well, I mean, I love black and white because it's like another character in the film. It's the same with color. I mean, if you're doing a color film, you try to think about color. I mean, I go to design school class, and we learn all about color, and you learn about like the moods and the feelings of color and how it affects you. And if you're doing black and white, it's one thing. If you're doing color, you just try to think about it and try to think about the feelings it's projecting.
So what's the next big project for Mr. Tim Burton?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yes. Nothing. The
Holidays?
movie.
And if the audience were to remember one thing about Miss Peregrine, what would it be?
You make a film and then you just let the audience decide. It's like, because I don't make any sort of like, see this because this is what it means or that means. That's the beauty of movies. Everybody can have their own interpretation of it, and that's the way it should be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Bonjour Eva.
Bonjour.
J'ai l'impression que Miss Peregrine, ça renoue un peu avec l'ancien cinéma assez classique de Tim Burton. Quel est ton Tim Burton favori?
Je dirais Édouard aux mains d'argent, parce que ça me rappelle beaucoup la personnalité de Tim.
Est-ce que je trouve que ton Miss Peregrine est un petit peu plus comique que celui du livre? C'était une manière de se démarquer?
Je crois aussi que c'était dans l'adaptation dans le script. Le personnage est un petit peu différent et moins austère que dans le roman. Et puis bien sûr, avec la touche Burton, il y a toujours un élément comique.
Est-ce qu'il y a des objets que tu as gardés de ce tournage? Je pense notamment à la pipe qui est
Oui.
très chouette.
J'ai gardé cette pipe. C'était mon accessoire favori. Je fumais chez moi pour répéter. J'avais l'impression d'être Popeye. Non, c'est très plaisant parce que ça m'a aidé beaucoup à trouver comment le personnage bougeait. Il y a quelque chose d'assez viril en fait avec la pipe. C'est une gouvernante assez atypique, on va dire, protectrice, gardienne de ses enfants, prête à tout pour les protéger. Ouais.
Alors c'est ton deuxième Tim Burton. Est-ce qu'il y a une particularité sur ces tournages, quelque chose qu'il fait toujours, quelque chose qu'il y a?
Il y a une ambiance toujours familiale, assez relaxe. Il travaille très souvent avec les mêmes personnes. Et donc il y a une certaine familiarité, une décontraction, et c'est très très joyeux. Il n'y a pas de pression, ce qui est très rare sur des gros films comme ça.
Il a dit qu'il ne savait pas si tu re-signerais tout de suite s'il te propose un nouveau rôle. Alors est-ce que c'est le cas?
Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas.
Ça dépend. Comment tu cherches tes rôles selon le script, selon les personnes avec qui tu travailles?
Les deux. C'est vraiment un mélange des deux. Il faut oui, bien sûr, un metteur en scène qui a des entrailles et un rôle assez dense.
Donc, style burtonesque, Penny Dreadful, est-ce que tu es attirée par cette ambiance gothique un peu dark?
Je ne sais pas ce que ça veut dire. C'est-à-dire, pour moi, dark, ça veut... Ou par exemple, Penny Dreadful, bon d'accord, c'est très obscur, mais c'est un personnage qui a tellement de facettes et qui aspire à la lumière. Donc c'est un personnage très complexe. Donc peut-être, est-ce que dark veut dire complexe? Alors oui.
Parlons de comédie. Eva Green dans une comédie, ça donnerait quoi?
Ça dépend. Même Dark Shadows, moi je trouve que c'était une comédie. C'est parce que les gens disent que c'est Tim Burton, donc c'est pas une comédie, mais c'était assez... oui, pourquoi pas? Ça dépend du scénario.
Alors je dis souvent que tu interprètes des rôles de femme fatale. Qu'est-ce que c'est une femme fatale pour toi?
Une femme fatale, pour moi, une femme fatale, c'est un personnage, par exemple, que j'ai joué dans Sin City, qui est 100% mauvais. Les hommes ne peuvent pas lui résister et elle n'a pas de vulnérabilité. Après, femme fatale, pour être femme fatale, non, je pense que j'ai joué des femmes fortes, mais qui ont eu toujours des faiblesses ou une certaine fragilité.
T'en as pas marre de tourner en anglais?
Non, mais j'ai toujours aimé la langue anglaise. Non, j'adore la musique de l'anglais. Non, je trouve une certaine liberté dans cette langue.
Si le public devait se souvenir d'une seule chose sur Miss Peregrine, qu'est-ce que ce serait pour toi?
Une chose. Il y a tellement de choses dans ce film. Non, c'est peut-être le voyage de ce jeune adulte qui va finir par se trouver et accepter sa singularité.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.